This presentation, titled Updates and Advances Since 2012, is brought to you by the National Association of Home Builders, or NAHB. This presentation will provide an overview of the changes to the newest version of the ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard, often referred to as the NGBS or simply the Standard, which has recently been updated from the previous 2012 version. NAHB wants to help you continue to grow in your professional endeavors. Whether you're looking to advance in your career or learn more about a particular topic, NAHB offers a wide range of learning opportunities. This exclusive course and designation sponsor, Lowe's Pro Services, joins NAHB in its commitment to providing high-quality residential building knowledge you'll need to succeed. Please note, this presentation is copyrighted by the National Association of Home Builders. This presentation is intended to provide accurate information on the subject matter covered as of the time of its publication. At its conclusion, participants will be able to describe the updates to the ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard compared to the previous 2012 version, utilize the new 2015 version of the NGBS effectively for single-family, multifamily, and site development projects, identify key green building practices within varying categories such as energy and water efficiency, and develop strategies for pursuing certification of residential projects to the new standard. The ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard is a green building rating system that serves as a uniform national platform for the recognition and advancement of green building, specifically in the residential industry. It is applicable to all residential projects, including both single-family and multifamily homes, site and neighborhood development, and the remodeling of existing homes and functional areas. The standard is a point-based system where a project can attain points and certification depending on the sustainable and green practices included in its design and construction, as well as planned for its operation and maintenance. Remodeling of existing homes and functional areas will not be reviewed in this presentation. Please reference the presentation titled Remodeling to the Standard for more information about certifying a remodeling project. Given the growth in green home building, it is critical that residential green building standards utilized by builders across the country remain up to date with the latest technology, practices, and codes. With this presentation, we will be reviewing some of the key updates and advances to the 2012 version of the standard. This version was released in May and builds upon the previous 2012 and 2008 editions. Each edition of the standard was developed by a consensus committee of industry experts, facilitated by the International Code Council and the National Association of Home Builders. With this newest edition of the standard, the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers, or ASHRAE, has joined the development process, with a new formal citation becoming ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard. The standard continues to carry ANSI approval as an American national standard, maintaining a consensus-based development and ensuring a balanced and well-rounded residential green building program. The consensus committee that developed the 2015 version of the standard was comprised of 42 individuals representing a variety of government agencies, municipalities, industry stakeholders, and nonprofit organizations, including Habitat for Humanity International, the U.S. Department of Energy, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the American Institute of Architects. Each of the green practice categories in the standard have been updated with the new 2015 version, which include the Site Design and Development category for the certification of neighborhood developments, as well as the 6 remaining green practice categories related to the certification of residential buildings. Similarly to 2012, the Site Design and Development category continues to allow a developer to seek a standalone certification of a subdivision, neighborhood, or development site. This ability to separate a site from a building acknowledges that the builder and developer are often separate entities and allows them to strive for green certification individually. Projects can still earn increasing certification levels ranging from 1 to 4 stars based on the sustainability practices integrated into its design and construction. However, with the 2015 version of the standard, achieving higher point values has become increasingly more difficult. This recognizes that some communities are already completing green practices that are now mandated or incentivized, and rewards those who go further with their sustainability efforts. The new standard has increased its focus on the importance of stormwater management. Point values have increased for integrating more permeable surfacing into the community, increasing opportunities for infiltration and reducing runoff. A project can also now earn more points for implementing a low-impact development and green infrastructure, which promotes further infiltration and evapotranspiration. Point values are based on the ability of the LID structures to manage all rainfall on the entire site and prevent off-site discharge for the 80th, 90th, and 95th percentile storm events. Recognizing the positive aspects of zero increase stormwater management, more points are also now available if the stormwater management system is designed so that the runoff rates, volumes, and durations are no greater than that of the pre-development stable and natural condition of the site. A hydraulic analysis is required for verification. The standard continues to encourage increased community activity within the development, and now there is a quantitative measure for the required size and proximity of parks and common areas to residents in order to earn any points. 80% of all homes and non-residential buildings must be within 1/4 of a mile walking distance to a park or a common area that is at least 1/6 of an acre in size. In 2015, there is also an increased emphasis on multimodal transportation options, including networks of sidewalks and bike paths. A new credit allows points to be earned if there are a minimum of 90 bikeway and pathway intersections per square mile within the community. Additional points can be earned if the number of intersections is increased to 140 per square mile or more. Next, we'll begin looking at the 6 green practice categories required for an individual home to earn certification, beginning with lot design, preparation, and development. This category is similar to the previous one, but on a smaller scale, with the goals of reducing environmental impact and protecting, restoring, and enhancing natural features. It is focused on exterior elements of the building, such as lot design and construction, stormwater management, landscaping, wildlife habitat protection, and heat island mitigation. New to the 2015 version of the standard, points are now earned for implementing a landscaping plan that protects, restores, or enhances native vegetation, as well as for planting native and regionally adaptive species. This style of landscaping does not negatively affect the existing ecosystem and requires less irrigation, if any. Recognizing the importance of pollinators to the environment, the standard now encourages the planting or improving of pollinator habitats that make up at least 10% of the vegetated area of the site. Points are also now available for projects that remove any invasive species from the disturbed or undisturbed areas of the lot. Electric and hybrid vehicles are becoming more and more common on today's roads and in today's garages. Therefore, the standard has added the ability for a building to earn points for installing a Level 2 or Level 3 electric vehicle charging station. For a multifamily building, there must be enough stations for at least 1% of the total parking stalls. Similar to the site development category, this category also emphasizes the importance of low-impact development, such as rain gardens. Points are now available for preventing off-lot discharge for the 80th, 90th, and 95th percentile storms. Next, we will move on to the resource efficiency category. This is the second green practice category involved in the certification of a residential building. This category is focused on minimizing the environmental impact of building materials, incorporating environmentally efficient building systems, and reducing waste generated during construction. This includes products and systems with enhanced durability and reduced maintenance, as well as reused, recycled, regional, or salvaged materials. With the new addition, green practices related to materials have become more stringent. In 2012, a building could earn points if 75% of the roof area was comprised of materials which had a high solar reflectivity index. However, now this area has increased to a minimum of 90% of the roof area. Joining practices already recognized by the standard, such as performing life cycle assessments and using recycled and regional materials, the new 2015 version of the standard now also recognizes both product-specific and industry-wide environmental product declarations, or EPDs, for building materials. Product-specific EPDs are weighted higher than industry-wide EPDs. To begin earning points, at least 10 building products must have EPDs. Universal design, often referred to as aging-in-place design, has increased in focus in the building community as the population of individuals over the age of 65 have steadily risen. Homes built to code are often not designed around an occupant who is aging or who is disabled. This can lead to retrofits, which can be resource-intensive. Designing a home to suit the needs of a greater spectrum of individuals conserves resources by eliminating the need for future retrofits. The standard already has a number of universal design practices, and with the new addition, more have been added, such as providing only single-handle faucets which control both rate and temperature of water for easy control with one hand, as well as providing wireless HVAC, lighting, home alarm, or door lock controls to enable an individual to adjust these devices with minimal movement. When it comes to demolition of an existing structure, the standard already includes options for recycling, building reuse, and salvaging materials. Now, any construction waste management plan must include the recycling of at least 95% of all e-waste components from the existing building, including circuit boards from HVAC systems, building automation systems, and computers. Next, we will review the energy efficiency category, which is focused on reducing the energy consumption of the home, as well as promoting use of renewable energy sources. There are 4 pathways a building may take in order to comply with this category. The performance path, based on energy modeling, requires that a building must meet or surpass the baseline performance in IECC 2015, the latest version of the International Energy Conservation Code. If a project is seeking Emerald certification, the highest level, it must complete the performance path and cannot select any of the other remaining options. Projects not seeking Emerald certification have the option to choose the prescriptive path, which requires a building to earn a minimum of 30 points by selecting and implementing energy conservation measures listed in the standard. The prescriptive path also has a number of mandatory requirements, such as complying with insulation and fenestration requirements within the 2015 IECC, as well as duct system testing requirements. New to the 2015 version of the standard, a home now has the option to utilize the HERS index to comply with this category, based on the EPA HERS index target procedure. Finally, an ENERGY STAR version 3 certified home or version 1 revision 3 certified multifamily high-rise complies with the minimum requirements. However, by selecting this path, the project cannot earn gold or emerald certifications. An ENERGY STAR home can only earn bronze certification, and an ENERGY STAR multifamily high-rise can only achieve silver. A major update to the new version of the standard is the mandatory requirement that all projects have insulation installed to Grade 1 standards. Grade 1 is the highest standard of installation and applies to all insulation in the home, from floor to ceiling. With Grade 1, there are no substantial gaps or voids in the insulation, and cavities are uniformly and completely filled. When dealing with wiring and other services, Cavity insulation should be either split or fitted tightly around the wiring. Any exterior insulation must be in substantial contact with the framing or sheathing, and compression of any insulation is minimized to 2% or less. This must all be verified by an independent third party before drywall can be installed. Points can now be earned for installing an automatic demand response system that curtails energy use upon signal from a utility or energy service provider. Additional points are available for grid interactive electrical thermal storage systems as well, such as water and space heating systems. Next, we will shift from efficiency in energy to efficiency in water use. The water efficiency category has the goals of reducing the overall water usage of the home, focusing both on indoor and outdoor water use. Not only water reduction strategies are provided, but the standard also encourages the capture and reuse of initially non-potable water, such as gray water and rainwater on site. With the new addition, points awarded for showers with reduced flow rates have become more stringent, and now, in order to earn the maximum points available, showerheads must have a flow rate of less than 1.6 gallons per minute. This is a reduction from the previous required flow rate of 2.0 gallons per minute in 2012. In the previous edition of the standard, points were available for a home that utilized reclaimed, gray, or recycled water, but a number of jurisdictions have limitations or restrictions on the use of these water sources inside the home. While the standard still awards points for use of alternative water sources, encouraging project teams to work with jurisdictions to achieve this, it also now awards points for builders that rough plumb these systems into the building for future use. This will allow homes to be ready should the owner and municipality move towards alternative water sources. All piping must be permanently marked, tagged, or labeled appropriately. Outside of the home, the standard now requires that if irrigation is installed, all irrigation plans and implementation must be executed by a qualified professional certified by a WaterSense labeled program or equivalent. Additional points can now be achieved if irrigation controllers installed on the property are labeled by WaterSense. Beyond efficiencies, a major aspect of green building and sustainability is air quality and the indoor environment of the home. The goal of the Indoor Environmental Quality, or IEQ, category is to reduce the possible pollutants inside the walls of the home that originate from a variety of sources. The new edition of the standard has added points for designing the home and fenestration to achieve stack effect or cross ventilation, bringing outdoor air into the home. At a minimum, the standard requires at least 2 openings in a space on opposite or adjacent walls. All openings must be operable, such as windows or skylights, and all openings must have insect screens. The area of the openings must be at least 15% of the floor area of the space. When it comes to mechanical systems, projects can still earn points for having MERV 8 to MERV 13 filters, but now the standard has added an additional point if a MERV 14 filter is installed. Verification is required that the HVAC system can accommodate the greater pressure drop with this type of filter. Inside the home, carbon monoxide alarms are now mandatory for all buildings in accordance with IRC Section R315, regardless of the level of certification being pursued or local code requirements. The standard has also added the practice of implementing indoor air quality control measures throughout construction, such as keeping materials dry and ensuring emission requirements are met. Additional points can be earned if post-construction verification of the quality of indoor air is completed. The final category involved in the certification of a home is operation, maintenance, and building owner education. This category is essential to the long-term sustainability and optimization of a home, as the resident's behavior is a key part of keeping the home running efficiently. The new standard now requires first-hand training of the initial building or homeowner, ensuring the occupant has the necessary education to operate their home and its systems correctly and efficiently. This includes items such as HVAC filter maintenance, thermostat programming, and even recycling and composting practices. Points are now available for projects that offer resources for public education on how the building is utilizing green building practices, such as informational signage, certification plaques, and online resources. Post-occupancy performance assessments are also encouraged, allowing for owners to determine if any energy or water usage has deviated from expected levels, and if any necessary inspections or corrections should be made. A building verification system to monitor energy and water use can be used to measure consumption the first year of occupancy and then compare it to annualized consumption at least every 4 years moving forward. The standard can be your guide to creating an efficient, healthier, and eco-friendly living space, and we hope this presentation has provided you with the tools to move forward with getting your next residential project NGBS certified. Thank you for your participation. You can purchase a hard copy or download a free electronic copy of the ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard at builderbooks.com/NGBS. To learn more about certifying a single-family home, multifamily building, remodeling project, or land development project, visit homeinnovation.com. If interested in more information on green building in the residential sector, visit nahb.org/green.